The end of the season is getting closer and closer, with the Gers only really left in one competition. The aim from here is to win the Scottish Cup, but after that, all our focus as a club will be on the summer and next season. We know it's going to be a big one, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the 5 players the club could cash in on to fund the rebuild this summer. Not only that, but we'll also go over all the latest Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to cover in today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. Before we get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Barry Ferguson has responded to James Sands' criticism of Scottish football and has admitted he wasn't impressed by the remarks. Sands had spent time on loan at Ibrox, with the club having held an option to sign the 22-year-old before returning to New York City Football Club. And on his return to the MLS, Sands has suggested he'll face a tougher challenge across the pond when discussing competing in the US competition. However, Ferguson was not happy with Sands' remarks and suggested the player hasn't covered himself in glory as he defended the Scottish game. On the Go Radio football show, Ferguson said, "I don't like people saying things like that. I always stick up for the Scottish game and I know the quality is not the best at times, but I don't think James Sands covered himself in glory. I don't think he was a main player for Rangers when he came over. He did well when he came over, a midfielder having to play centre-back at times, and did a job. But I don't like seeing when players leave. It's a bit of bad blood for me, and you should just say things happen in football. When I see players who leave clubs and have a wee pop at them, I don't really like it." Peter Grant then hit out over the remarks as he joked over Sands' record in Scotland, adding it must be all those winners' medals weighing him down. Discussing the standards playing in the MLS compared to Scottish football, Sands had said, "I really look forward to those sorts of challenges. That's something that I get here in the MLS that I didn't get at all really in Scotland in the league there, so it's a nice change. Those guys will get the better of me sometimes, but it's all about learning. I'm still a young player and I'm trying to improve, so those are night shifts I really look forward to." Just a quick one before we get back into the video guys, we've released our brand new merchandise. We've got our Graham Souness Tim Scalping t-shirts, along with our Michael Beale Stan Smith tees. Do shop the collection by going to rfcclothing.com or going down into the link in the description. Let's get back into today's video. Rangers know we need to strengthen our squad in the summer, and Michael Beale has suggested that he could bring in 4 or 5 players in the transfer window. With so many players out of contract, including the likes of Alan McGregor, Alfredo Morelos and Ryan Kent, there's going to be change at Ibrox. As well as the 3 mentions, Stephen Davies, Ryan Jack, Felipe Lander and Scott Arfield's deals are up, while Malik Tillman's loan is due to end in the summer. That could see a big turnover coming in at Rangers, and we are going to need to find a way to finance that. Bill spoke about transfers yesterday and said, "I think right now this group has probably given me what they can, and we're probably 4 or 5 players away from being where I want us to be. That's nothing against the players that are playing just now, it will just make us stronger. Where those players come in remain to be seen, but it's likely Rangers are going to need a goalkeeper, a striker, a winger, and a midfielder at a minimum, as well as potentially a centre-back and a left-back, and that's just the starting 11. In this part of the video, we're going to take a look at the 5 assets that could leave this summer to fund our rebuild. Glen Kamara. The most obvious option if Rangers want to raise some cash in the summer. The midfielder has been impressive for the club during his time at Ibrox, but after seeing a move to France fall through last summer, he's not quite hit the heights he previously has. Michael Beale's return was expected to get him back to his best, but he struggled for game time under the Englishman since Nico Raskin and Todd Cantwell have made themselves first picks. He's been an unused substitute in 4 of Rangers' last 6 games, with his 2 appearances coming in 12 and 13-minute substitute appearances late in games. But at 27, Kamara is reaching his prime and is a regular in the Finland team. He also got experience in Europe and would count as a homegrown in England. There's no reason to think that he couldn't earn a move to a decent level and bring in a few million for Rangers, even if it isn't the £8 to £10 million we once hoped for. Giannis Haji. The Romanian has only just signed a new deal at the club, but like Kamara, it feels like he's one of a few players in the Rangers squad where they could bring in a few million. The playmaker was unable to really find a regular starting place in the Rangers team over the years he's been at the club, but there's always plenty of interest in him. As well as being a talented player himself, he's got a famous name on the back of his shirt that could also help bring his value up a little bit. Beale is believed to be a big fan of Haji, but if Rangers get a big money offer, you'd be surprised if we did knock it back. John Lundstrom. The Scouser has gone from the best on earth to what on earth has happened over the last year, but there's no doubt there is a good player there. But with 1 year left on his deal, it might be time to cash in on him and let him head back down south, where there would be plenty of interest from the Championship and perhaps the lower end of the Premier League, given his form in the run to the Europa League final and his previous success with Sheffield United at that level. It is likely that Rangers will look to bring in a midfielder in the summer, and that the likes of Nico Raskin, Todd Cantwell and Ryan Jack ahead of him in the pecking order, then Lundstrom may fancy a return to England to continue playing at a regularly good level. Borna Baric. The Croatian has had a bit of a mixed time at Rangers and splits opinion in the fan base, but the reality is he's been one of the club's most consistent players this season. He's got 2 goals and 13 assists in all competitions this season, but like Lundstrom, just has 1 year left on his deal. It feels more likely that we could see him see his contract out and leave on a free next summer, but with Ridvan Yilmaz entering his 2nd season at the club, Rangers will want to see more of a return from the money they've spent on the Turkish youngster than they got this year. That could see us look to sell Barisic, and throughout his time at Ibrox, he has had interest from clubs in Italy in particular. Barisic is still a regular in the Croatia squad too, and that could bring his value up a bit, and if Beale is looking to improve his transfer budget in the summer, it could be a good time for Barisic to leave Glasgow. Ben Davies. The former Liverpool defender only signed in the summer, and while he has shown some ability alongside Connor Goldson, it's not quite worked out as well as Rangers would have hoped for the money they paid for him. Davies missed the early part of the season through injury, but has been a regular in the team since. His mistake at Celtic Park when he made a poor attempt at heading the ball and gave it straight to Jota turned some supporters against him, but his heading ability has been questioned on more than one occasion this season. At 27, he's not quite lived up to the £4 million transfer fee, and if Rangers could recoup that cash by finding a buyer in the English Championship again, he's spent most of his career at that level and wouldn't find it hard to find someone who wants him there. But Rangers will want to get the majority, if not all, the cash back if they were to sell him, but it is an option if Beale wants to improve his spending power. Former Rangers boss Steven Gerrard has been pinpointed as a possible managerial target for Olympiacos according to reports. The Greek club are currently sitting 3rd in the Super League and are on the hunt for their 4th bus of the current campaign. Greek outlet Sport FM claims Ibrox hero Rino Gattuso is now Olympiacos' first choice, but they have also reported that Gerrard could be eyed for that position as an alternative. The Liverpool legend has been out of work since he was sacked by Aston Villa in November last year. He has since been linked with international and club positions, but Gerrard has yet to take up any offers. On his recent situation, Gerrard told the Manager magazine, "You have to reset, wait and be patient for the fire and fight to return. I've been offered opportunities to manage at club and international level since I left Villa, including an exciting opportunity in an overseas league, but none have been right for me at this time." Rangers fans, which players do you reckon will command the biggest fees this summer, and who would you like to see leave the football club out of the ones we've mentioned? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. Please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Remember, we have released our brand new merchandise. We have the Graham Souness Tim Scalping t-shirts, along with the Michael Beale Stan Smith tees. Do shop the collection by going to rfcclothing.com or go down into the link in the description. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.